Attacked while walking her dog, this Mandarin woman and her pet are being treated for bite wounds after she says her neighbor's pit bull suddenly charged. And she says a similar incident has happened before.
Police were called to her apartment Saturday morning on Crown Point Road. According to the police report, the pit bulls were on a leash but broke free. Channel 4's Janice Harris joins us live from Animal Control, where those dogs have been taken off the streets. Janice?
I had a chance to talk with Kimberly Anaheim today, Anaheim's father, actually, about this experience. I want to clarify, everyone's saying pit bulls. These are actually pit bull terriers, or not just pit bulls. And the other dog involved in this was a Labrador. But specifically coming from Kimberly Anaheim, she told police about the experience, telling them she was walking her dog. Then there were some other dogs that her neighbor was walking. The incident happened where they were both attempting to walk their dogs, according to the report. And this accident happened, but now her neighbor's saying that he vows to turn those dogs in so they can be put down. This photo of Kimberly Anaheim was taken after she says she was attacked by her neighbor, Sean McLeod's dogs. According to the incident report, Saturday morning, Anaheim was walking her dog Rapunzel in the back of her apartment complex. McLeod was walking his two dogs at the same time. The report says that's when his dogs attacked Rapunzel. Both dog owners tried to stop the attack. McLeod's dogs bit him on his hands. Anaheim was bitten several times, including her face. One neighbor told us that McLeod's dogs are a safety concern. Are the dogs nice?
No, they are not nice. They are no friendly dogs. They are not. But
so when you see him with the dogs, does he have them on a leash?
Yes, he always on a leash with them. He never, that's one thing, he never walks them loose, never. Always in a short leash.
Do you want him to get rid of the dogs?
Oh, yeah. That's no question.
Neighbors told police this wasn't the first incident, saying, quote, this was an ongoing problem and that he would, quote, let the dogs run loose and attack people and animals. When we tried to talk to McLeod, he said,
is anything going to happen to your dog? It's been misconstrued. The dogs will be put down today.
Again, McLeod saying that he was going to surrender his dogs. We're not sure if he would do that through some type of private practice. Typically, when someone's going to do that, they come here to Animal Control. But we have yet to see him show up. Again, as you saw, we attempted to talk to him so he could share his side of the story, but he declined, saying that someone else had already done a report and had misconstrued his words. Live at Animal Control, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Janice, in the report, Anaheim said this wasn't the first incident?
Yes, unfortunately, Anaheim had an experience in 2015, in the fall of 2015, where she at that time had a Chihuahua that accidentally got out of the home at the same condo that you see her living in now. The dog got away. At that time, it was then attacked by her neighbor's dogs. The problem is we don't know for sure which neighbor that was. And during that attack, that Chihuahua actually died from its injuries. Very unfortunate situation, but we were unable to connect. We just weren't able to connect those dogs with this incident as well. But this is not the first time she's had to deal with something similar to that.
Janice, a quick clarification, if you could, for us. The dogs are off the streets. Are they with the owner now, or are they in Animal Control?
The dogs are not with Animal Control. We reached out to the city to confirm if they were here. They are not. The last time when we attempted to talk with the actual owner, he gave us the impression that the dogs were inside of the house with him at the apartment complex when we went to interview him earlier today. So at this point, we have not seen the dogs here. The city will not confirm with us what's going to happen if they've required him to do anything. On that police report, though, it does state that Animal Control is supposed to follow up after this incident. So we'll have to continue to follow this story to see what really happens.
Absolutely. Okay, Janice Harris reporting to us live. Thank you, Janice.